What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another reaction here on TCG University for the card game UniVersus. My name's Tam, and today we're going to be going over the most recent character reveal from the Grimm Fairy Tales DLC, Van Helsing. Before we jump into that, remember, you can get all of your DLC. This entire Grimm Fairy Tale pack available is February 14th. Make sure that you tell your local game store to pre-order now. Time is running out for those pre-orders, so get them in as much as you can, as well as make sure that your local game store is aware of all of the other DLC coming this first half of the year. So, Van Helsing, let's jump into it. So Van Helsing is a she's a 6-hand size, 6 difficulty, 6 control, 0 mid block, 6 hand size with 27 life. It's pretty average. She has all death and order to complete our symbols. All 4 characters have 3 unique symbols on all of them. And then she says her abilities are enhance, discard 1 card, change the zone of your attack to any other zone. It gets +1 damage for each weapon card in your card pool, playable while committed. And then enhance, commit, draw X cards. X equals this attack's stun rating. It doesn't say printed stun rating. So let's break down each of these. Let's start with the bottom enhance, because I think it is the the cooler one in my opinion. I love drawing cards, but that's just me, Tam, personally. Enhance, commit, draw X cards. X equals this attack's stun rating. So when we have anything that says stun, the most stun that I've found under these 3 symbols is Ice Dragon Siryu or Ice Dragon Punch. I'm not positive. It's the big Ice Dragon Punch, whatever. It is a stun 3. So commit, draw 3 cards. Seems pretty rad. And then her top of enhance is playable while committed. Enhance, discard 1 card, change the zone of your attack to any other zone, making everything low. Seems really good. And then it gets +1 damage for each weapon card in your card pool. This has 2 steel resurrection symbols, so it's possible at the very end of your chain just to be like, oh, I've got 4 attacks in my card pool, I'll play this steel res. It's a 4 high for 5. Just kidding. It's a 4 high for 9, 4 high for 10, 4 high for 11. Oh, did I draw 3 cards earlier? Rad. I think she's going to be a very, very useful card. There's not a lot of defense on her character card, except for the fact that she just draws extra resources, and she kind of just demolishes damage. Doesn't seem like a very good reversal character, because discarding cards on my opponent's turn is really, really rough. But I think on her turn, I think she's going to be a monster to deal with. I think she's going to be one of the best aggressive characters in the game. It really depends on what stun/weapon cards we have to work with. I think that's really the thing. So let's talk about some stun/weapon cards. Then we're going to talk about her attack, Stake Out. It is a 4/3 with a 2 low block, 4 high for 3. It has stun 2. If you notice, stun is in the yellow font, meaning it is an enhance. Stun says enhance, commit X of your opponent's foundations, or your opponent commits X foundations, X equals the stun rating, which in this case is 2. And then it has the weapon keyword, thank goodness. So we've got stun, we've got weapon, enhance, if this attack deals damage, your opponent loses X vitality, X equals this attack's stun rating. That's very good. Just, I hit you for, it's a 4 high for 3 plus X with Van Helsing's top enhance ability on her character card, and then do an additional 2 damage. That's great. And then enhance, discard a momentum. This attack gets +2 to stun rating. Just kidding, it's not burn 2, it's burn 4. Rad. This says discard a momentum, draw 4 on it with Van Helsing. That's stellar. That's really, really good. I think any card that just says draw 4 cards is going to be nutty. Also, I actually think this might be my favorite art on any of these cards. I really, really like how detailed this art is. This is a good looking piece. I like the blood splatter from the zombie mummy. I'm assuming it's a vampire mummy. I'm assuming it's a vampire because it's Van Helsing. But yeah, I think she looks great. I think it's a really dynamic pose. I think it plays off of the difficulty and the control really well. I like this art a bunch. I think this card's going to be really useful in the metagame. I think this is going to be one of those cards that you're going to make sure you have to hold a high block for. It's a 4 diff and with a very gnarly low block. I think attacks with low blocks are some of the scariest things that you can have, honestly, just because low blocks are such an off-zone block, and this card is so strong that I don't mind holding it. I don't want to block with it, per se, just because of like how gross this thing can be. This could be a 4 high for 7 by discarding a momentum and draw 4 cards. Grody. And if there's anything else to increase our stun rating, maybe I can cheat in an asset. Under order, I can play Xiang Mina's attack and then cheat in a crit Yuga and increase my stun rating again, so I get to draw 6 off of committing my character. That seems pretty okay. Yeah, I think there's a lot of real cheeky, neat things that you can do with this. In addition to that, just like forcing somebody to block this so they're not allowed to block a steel res later because they lost a card out of their hand. I think this card's great. And then we'll just move on to her foundation. Unlikely Romance. It is a 1/5 with a 2 mid block. I'm fairly positive every single foundation so far has had a mid block. I might be wrong. Let me know it in the comments down below. Response: destroy : after your opponent plays an ability that destroys any number of your foundations, cancel its effects, playable while committed. Huh. That's pretty good. It's a good card. I'm not positive how relevant it's going to be, just because it's so limited in because of the word destroy, as opposed to like removed or left your staging area. I think if it said left your staging area, it'd be way stronger. But the fact that it's playable while committed is hella value. Great value. I think if you're looking, and it's a spam, meaning it's a 1 or 0 diff. It's the vernacular for you. It's a 1/5 2 mid block. Yeah, I think if you're just looking for extra slots, especially if you can't find any relevant spam for what your game plan is, I think this is a totally fine, relevant piece of defense. And then enhance: flip this attack. It's +1 or -1 to a stun rating. Interesting. This is an enhance and not a response. Enhance: flip : this attack is +1 or -1 to a stun rating. Hey, look, we found a way to increase our stun rating so that our draw is a little stronger. So I'll start flipping a couple of these and then make it happen. It's interesting that this is an enhanced flip for -1 to its stun rating, just because of the fact that if I have, okay, so let's talk about this. The mind game of playing stun. Stun is, as we talked about earlier, an enhance, which means that it is part of the back and forth. Since this says enhance, it has to be timed perfectly. It just forces your opponent, the first thing they do is stun, as opposed to maybe do a setup to make their stun more effective, or else we just flip this minus as a stun rating, and then their setup is not nearly, maybe their setup wasn't worth it because your stun 1 card became a stun 0 card. Well, now it doesn't have stun at all. Yeah, I think this card is fine. I think it's actually just going to take high level play in order to make the minus stun, but the plus stun is just a flip to draw an additional card and commit an additional resource in Van Helsing. I think this card is 4 of in her for sure, which is exactly what you want outside of a DLC pack. I think her attack and her foundation, 4 ofs in both. Really rad. The only thing I guess I don't like about this card is the artwork. When you look at all the art for all the other cards, like every other card, it's so hyper realistic. Like it's so like going back, and you can scroll back to Stakeout. Look at all the lines. Look at how detailed that blood splatter is. Like there's so much, and this card does not feel that way. It feels a little more cartoonish than what the card was going for, than the art that has been previously laid out for us. I'm not in love with this art. The card's great, though. So my overall opinion of Van Helsing, I think she might be the best character that we have. It's either her or Belle, but this isn't a Belle video. You can check those out. I did all the other characters already. Van Helsing is going to be a very strong character, and I think if you're able to use the draw mechanic to your ability, like she can, being able to draw 4 cards, if you have. So if in a perfect world, you ready? We've got her stakeout. We've got stakeout. We have momentum. We've got 4 of these unlikely romance, right? Your stun 2 becomes stun 4 becomes stun 8. Commit Van Helsing. Draw 8 cards. Okay, that sounds great. That sounds pretty gnarly. Yeah, I dig this. I dig this a lot. Or, man, under order with Unlikely Romance, we get to play Seongmin-ah, and we turn her we get to turn her stuns into crazy big stuns, which means her Ice Dragons stun a bajillion. Like a bajillion. Like so many cards. So yeah, Van Helsing, if I had to give her a letter grade, I'd probably give her just an overall. I'll give her an A-. A- to A, depending on how much. I'm not in love with the all or order symbol. I like death a bunch, but I'm not sure how much death has stun-wise. I know order has a ton of stun. And then all is like the only stun that I can just like snapping to my brain right now is Ice Dragon. But that card's just good in general. What's your thoughts on Van Helsing? Let me know down in the comments down below. Make sure you check out all the other videos that we do for the reactions on the DLC. And subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you share it off to all your UniVersus friends. If you like us, go out to patreon.com/TCG University, sub out there for some more awesome content. And as always, stay learned, and thanks for watching.